19 Tailing Chan District, 20 Bangkok Noi District, 21 Bang Kham Thien District, 22 Phase Aisharo N District, 23 Nong Keen District, 24 Rat Purana District, 25 Bang Flat District, 32 Port District, 33 Klong Toya District, 34 Suan Luang District, 35 Chom Thong District, 36 Don Muang District, 37 Ratchatui District, 38 Lat Phra District, 39 Wathana District, 40 Bang Ki District, 41 Laksai District, 42 Saimai District, 43 Khan Na Lao District, 44 Safan Sung District, 45 Wang Thong Blang District, 46 Klong Samwa District, 47 Bang Na District, 48 Thoi Wathana District, 49 Thung Kru District, 50 Bang Bon District. Cityscape. View of the Khao Phraya River as it passes through Bang Ho Lim and Klong San districts. Bangkok's districts often do not accurately represent the functional divisions of its neighborhoods or land usage. Although urban planning policies date back to the commission of the Litchfield Plan in 1960, which set out strategies for land use, transportation and general infrastructure improvements, zoning regulations were not fully implemented until 1992. As a result, the city grew organically throughout the period of its rapid expansion, both horizontally as urban developments extended along newly built roads, and vertically, with increasing numbers of high-rises and skyscrapers being built in commercial areas. 57. The city has grown from its original center along the river into a sprawling metropolis surrounded by swaths of suburban residential development extending north and south into neighboring provinces. The highly populated and growing cities of Phnom Thaberi, Patkrit, Rangsit and Samut Prakan are effectively now suburbs of Bangkok. Nevertheless, large agricultural areas remain within the city proper at its eastern and western fringes, and a small number of forest area is found within the city limits. 3,887 i, 6.2 square kilometers, 2.4 square mi, amounting to 0.4% of city area. 58. Land use in the city consists of 23% residential use, 24% agriculture, and 30% for commerce, industry, and government. 1. The BMA City Planning Department, CPD, is responsible for planning and shaping further development. It published master plan updates in 1999 and 2006, and a third revision is undergoing public hearings in 2012. 59. A large plaza with a bronze statue of a man riding on horseback. Beyond the plaza is a large two-story building with a domed roof, arched windows and columns. The Royal Plaza in Dusit District was inspired by King Chulalongkorn's visits to Europe. Bangkok's historic centre remains the Ratanakosin Island in Phra Nakhon Hun District. 60. It is the site of the Grand Palace and the City Pillar Shrine, primary symbols of the city's founding, as well as important Buddhist temples. Phra Nakhon Hun, along with Thien Boring Pom Prap Satrufai and San Phantawong districts, formed what was city proper in the late 19th century. Many traditional neighborhoods and markets are found here, including the Chinese settlement of Sanfeng. 60. The city was expanded toward Dusit district in the early 19th century, following King Chulalongkorn's relocation of the royal household to the new Dusit Palace. The buildings of the palace, including the neoclassical Anantasamekhum Throne Hall, as well as the Royal Plaza and Ratchadamin Avenue which leads to it from the Grand Palace, reflect the heavy influence of European architecture at the time. Major government offices line the avenue, as does the Democracy Monument. The area is site of the country's seat of power as well as the city's most popular tourist landmarks. 60. A lot of high-rise buildings. The Sukhumvit area appears as a zone of high-rise buildings from Bayok Tower to the third tallest building in Bangkok. In contrast with the low-rise historic areas, the business district on Siloam and Suthen roads in Bang Rak and Suthen districts teems with skyscrapers. It is the site of many of the country's major corporate headquarters, but also of some of the city's red light districts. The Siam and Ratchaprasong areas in Pathum 1 are home to some of the largest shopping malls in Southeast Asia. Numerous retail outlets and hotels also stretch along Sukhumvit Road leading southeast through Wathana and Klong Toya districts. More office towers line the streets branching off Sukhumvit, especially Asok Montri, while upmarket housing is found in many of its swag, alley or lane. Bangkok lacks a single distinct central business district. Instead, the areas of Siam and Ratchaprasong serve as a central shopping district containing many of the bigger malls and commercial areas in the city, as well as Siam Station, the only transfer point between the city's two elevated train lines. 61. The Victory Monument in Ratchathuli district is among its most important road junctions, serving over 100 bus lines as well as an elevated train station. From the monument, for Holyoathin and Ratchathai/Dindane roads respectively run north and east linking to major residential areas. Most of the high-density development areas are within the 113 square kilometer, 44 square mi, area encircled by the Ratchathai-Skilla Ring Road. Ratchathai is lined with businesses and retail outlets, and office buildings also cluster around Ratchathai intersection in Chatukak district to the north. Farther from the city center, most areas are primarily mid or low density residential. The Thornbury side of the city is less developed, with fewer high-rises. With the exception of a few secondary urban centers, Thornbury, in the same manner as the outlying eastern districts, consists mostly of residential and rural areas. While most of Bangkok's streets are fronted by vernacular shop houses, the largely unrestricted building euphoria of the 1980s has transformed the city into an urban area of skyscrapers and high-rises of contrasting and clashing styles. 62. There are 581 skyscrapers over 90 meters, 300 feet, tall in the city. Bangkok was ranked as the world's 8th tallest city in 2016. 63. As a result of persistent economic disparity, many slums have emerged in the city. In 2000 there were over 1 million people living in about 800 informal settlements. 64. Some settlements are squatted, such as the large slums in Klong Toya district. In total there were 125 squatted areas. 64. An expansive cityscape with several skyscrapers in the foreground, a park in the center, and a large group of buildings across the park. Skyscrapers of Ratchathai and Sukhumvit at night, viewed across Lumphinie Park from the Siloam Sathon Business District parks and green zones. A park with many trees and a lake, a bronze standing statue in front of the park, many buildings in the background. Lumphinie Park, an oasis amid the skyscrapers of Ratchathai and Sukhumvit. Bangkok has several parks, although these amount to a per capita total park area of only 1.82 square meters, 19.6 square feet, in the city proper. Total green space for the entire city is moderate, at 11.8 square meters, 127 square feet, per person. In the more densely built-up areas of the city these numbers are as low as 1.73 and 0.72 square meters, 18.6 and 7.8 square feet, per person. 65. More recent numbers claim that there is 3.3 square meters, 36 square feet, of green space per person, 66, compared to an average of 39 square meters, 420 square feet, in other cities across Asia. In Europe, London has 33.4 square meters of green space per head. 67. Bangkokians thus have 10 times less green space than is standard in the region's urban areas. 68. Green belt areas include about 700 square kilometers, 270 square mi, of rice paddies and orchards on the eastern and western edges of the city, although their primary purpose is to serve as flood detention basins rather than to limit and ban expansion. 69. Bangkok, a 20 square kilometer, 7.7 square mi, conservation area on an oxbow of the Keo Frere, lies just across the southern riverbank districts, in Samut Prakan province. A master development plan has been proposed to increase total park area to 4 square meters, 43 square feet, per person. 65. Bangkok's largest parks include the centrally located Lumphinie Park near the Siloam Sathan Business District with an area of 57.6 hectares, 142 acres, the 80-hectare, 200-acre, Suan Roma 9 in the east of the city, and the Chatukak Queen Sirikit Wachiraben Chatat Park Complex in northern Bangkok, which has a combined area of 92 hectares, 230 acres. 70. More parks are expected to be created through the Green Bangkok 2030 project, which aims to leave the city with 10 square meters, 110 square feet, of green space per person, including 30% of the city having tree-covered. 71. Demography. Historical census populations, 72. Year population 1919437,170,000,000,005,439,000,000,000,005,190,5,000,005,218. The city of Bangkok has a population of 8,305,218 according to the 2010 census, or 12.6% of national population. 4. While 2020 estimates place the figure at 10.539 million, 15.3%. 5. Roughly half are internal migrants from other Thai provinces. Winking Sad Smiley 48. Population registry statistics recorded 5,676,648 residents belonging to 2,959,524 households in 2018. 73. Much of Bangkok's daytime population commutes from surrounding provinces in the Bangkok metropolitan region, their total population of which is 14,626,225, 2010 census. 4. Bangkok is a cosmopolitan city. The census showed that it is home to 567,120 expatriates from Asian countries, including 71,024 Chinese and 63,069 Japanese nationals. 88,177 from Europe, 32,241 from the Americas, 5,856 from Oceania and 5,758 from Africa. Migrants from neighboring countries include 216,528 Burmese, 72,934 Cambodians and 52,498 Lao. 74. In 2018, numbers show that there are 370,000 international migrants registered with the Department of Employment, more than half of them migrants from Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar. 48. Following its establishment as capital city in 1782, Bangkok grew only slightly throughout the 18th and early 19th centuries. British diplomat John Crawford, visiting in 1822, estimated its population at no more than 50,000.75, as a result of Western medicine brought by missionaries as well as increased immigration from both within Siam and overseas. Bangkok's population gradually increased as the city modernized in the late 19th century. This growth became even more pronounced in the 1930s, following the discovery of antibiotics. Although family planning and birth control were introduced in the 1960s, the lowered birth rate was more than offset by increased migration from the provinces as economic expansion accelerated. Only in the 1990s have Bangkok's population growth rates decreased, following the national rate. Thailand had long since become highly centralized around the capital. In 1980, Bangkok's population was 51 times that of Hat Yai and Songkhla, the second largest urban center, making it the world's most prominent private city. 76. 77. A street during sunset lined with many stalls and shops with a lot of signs bearing Thai and Chinese names. Laorat Road, the center of Bangkok's Chinatown. Chinese migrants historically formed the majority of the city's population. The majority of Bangkok's population identify as Thai, although details on the city's ethnic makeup are unavailable, as the national census does not document race. Bangkok's cultural pluralism dates back to the early days of its founding. Several ethnic communities were formed by immigrants and forced settlers including the Khmer, Northern Thai, Lao, Vietnamese, Mon and Malay. 10. Most prominent were Chinese, who played major roles in the city's trade and became the majority of Bangkok's population. Estimates include up to 3/4 in 1828 and almost half in the 1950s. 81. Chinese immigration was restricted from the 1930s and effectively ceased after the Chinese Revolution in 1949. Their prominence subsequently declined as younger generations of Thai Chinese integrated and adopted a Thai identity. Bangkok is still nevertheless home to a large Chinese community, with the greatest concentration in Laorat, Bangkok's Chinatown. The majority, 93%, of the city's population is Buddhist, according to the 2010 census. Other religions include Islam, 4.6%, Christianity, 1.9%, Hinduism, 0.3%, Sikhism, 0.1%, and Confucianism, 0.1%. 83. Apart from Laorat, Bangkok also has several other distinct ethnic neighborhoods. The Indian community is centered in Pharat, where the Gurdwara Sri Guru Singh Sabha, founded in 1933, is located. Ban Krua on Seen Sikh Canal is home to descendants of the Cham who settled in the late 18th century. Although the Portuguese who settled during the Thonburi period have ceased to exist as a distinct community, their past is reflected in Santa Cruz Church, on the west bank of the river. Likewise, Assumption Cathedral on Shiro N. Krung Road is among many European-style buildings in the Old Fairham Quarter, where European diplomats and merchants lived in the late 19th to early 20th centuries. Nearby, the Harun Mosque is center of a Muslim community. Newer expatriate communities exist along Sukhumvit Road, including the Japanese community near Soi Phong Phong and Soi Phong Lo, and the Arab and North African neighborhood along Soi Nana. Sukhumvit Plaza, a mall on Soi Sukhumvit 12, is popularly known as Koreatown. Religion in Bangkok: Buddhism, 92.54%. Islam, 4.6%. Christianity, 1.89%. Hinduism, 0.27%. Sikhism, 0.08%. Confucianism, 0.